Why Jesus had to meet Moses and Elijah at the Mount of Transfiguration. The Mount of Transfiguration is described as a place where Jesus was transfigured before them, his face shining like the sun, and his clothes became white as the light. Moses and Elijah represent the law and the prophets. Moses was the lawgiver, and Elijah was one of the greatest prophets in the Old Testament. When Jesus appeared with Moses and Elijah, he was showing that he is the fulfillment of the law and the prophets. The disciples were about to witness Jesus' crucifixion, and they would need all the strength they could get. By seeing Jesus with Moses and Elijah, the disciples were reminded that Jesus is the Son of God, and that he is in control of all things. Foreshadow his resurrection. The Mount of Transfiguration was a preview of Jesus' resurrection. Just as Jesus was transfigured before the disciples' eyes, he would soon be resurrected from the dead. The Mount of Transfiguration was a time when Jesus allowed his disciples to see a glimpse of his glory. Jesus' face shone like the sun, and his clothes became white as light. The Mount of Transfiguration was a way for Jesus to prepare his disciples for his death and resurrection. By seeing him with Moses and Elijah, and by seeing a glimpse of his glory, the disciples would be better able to understand what was about to happen. The Mount of Transfiguration was a significant event. It was a time when he showed his disciples who he really is and what he came to do. It was also a time when he prepared them for the events that were about to unfold.